everyone, welcome to another video tutorial. As you saw from the thumbnail, we are going to be doing a midnight ocean scene painting. It's super easy and I love this painting. It is a stunner, let me tell you. Oh, I'm so excited. And right now I'm just going in with my blue from Liquitex Basics. This is the Phthalo Blue. It has like a really long unpronounceable name, but I just call it Phthalo Blue. It's like a medium to deep blue. And I just block that in all the way on the top. And then I go in with my purple. This is the Deep Violet from Liquitex Basics line. And I just am pulling that down, mixing a little purple, a little blue together, and then I gradually fade it down into purple. And these colors are straight out of the tube, so you don't have to mix them or anything. Very, very simple. And I'm just brushing that back and forth, blocking in my colors, and slowly adding more purple and blending it all together to create a little transition. Now I go in and with my white. This is also from the Liquitex Basics line. This is the titanium white. It's just kind of like their standard white color. And the brush I'm using is the Blick Scholastic Wonder White Filbert brush in a size 16, in case you are interested. It is a great brush. I love the Blick Scholastic brushes. They are so great and really affordable. So definitely recommend those. So here I am going in with my violet and my white and just laying that color down for my little transition shade. I'm just blending that in, and you might need to add a little bit of water to your brush here because these paints dry so quickly, so it might be nice to just add some water to help with the flow of your paints a little bit. So I'm just blending my white in, making sure my colors fade nicely together. And now with that same brush going in, making some more purple, some more white, mixing that all together. And then I'm taking a little bit of yellow, and then I also take a little tiny bit of my orange shade. This color is Cadmium Orange Hue from Liquitex Basics. All of these are from Liquitex Basics. Oh, and also my yellow I did not mention, but it is the primary yellow color, so just the standard yellow. And I mix all those together. The yellow and the orange help to mute down my purple a little bit so it's not so vibrant. I am transitioning to this kind of like a taupey shade in order to just build a little bit of contrast from my ocean color. And here I'm mixing my yellow with my orange and white, and I'm mixing that together with the same brush, and I'm blending that into the bottom of my sky, blending that up, and I'm varying using different sides of my paintbrush. I'm using the flat side as well as the edge to apply my paint, and you can see here I'm loading up multiple sides of my brush, all angles, and then I'm just blending that all in, and I think it adds a nice streakiness to the sky, but then I blend it out, but it kind of creates those like very subtle changes in value that I love in paintings. So it's a little tip for you there. And I'm going in with my blue. I did rinse off my brush here at this point, and I'm mixing more blue and purple to use to fix up and add another layer to my sky. There was some areas that were a little bit patchy, so this is just another layer to make my paint a little bit more opaque. And now I'm grabbing some blue, some white, mixing that together, and also grabbing some violet, mixing all three colors together and creating my ocean color. I'm using the edge of my brush here to build in my little skyline, and I go back and block in this color all the way down to the bottom of my page. You need a lot of paint here, so mix up quite a bit and just fill that all the way down to the end of your page. It's all the same color, very easy. And now I'm going in with straight white, using the edge of my brush and just dotting it up the page. And I'm using the edge of my brush to just make a quick swiping motion back and forth to blend out those white streaks. And then I go back through and I do this a second time just to build up this color a bit more. So I'm going through and just blending that out. I'm going back in with some white for my second coat, and I'm just adding more white and building up those lines. And you can build this up to however bright you want it. In the middle, this is going to be the reflection of my moon. And now I'm grabbing some yellow in that same brush with some white, and I'm going to be doing the exact same thing, dotting it or dashing it really down the middle and then blending that out as well. I'm using that same sweeping motion back and forth to blend in this yellow color into my ocean. Picking up my wave color, so I'm going to take my blue, my violet, my orange, and my yellow, mix all of those together. The orange and the yellow really help mute down this color so it's a lot darker. And now I'm taking a tiny detail brush and just creating little impressions of waves in the background. So you're going to make the smallest waves towards the sky, the farthest part of the water from you, and the largest waves are going to be towards the foreground or the closest to you. So I just go through and one by one add tiny little streaks in the water, and eventually they all come together and look like waves. So at first, if you don't think they look like waves, that's fine, they probably won't, but once you add them all in and the highlights and everything, it really comes together. So just trust the process here and add your waves. This takes a little bit of time, so be patient with yourself too. It's not going to happen in 1 minute. I think it took me like 8 minutes to do all of these, but you're seeing a like time-lapse version of that. For the larger waves in the foreground, I'm using the dark blue that I did for all of the waves, but then I'm blending it into the base color of the ocean, and I'm just adding some of that paint and mixing them together and then slowly fading it down into my regular base color for my ocean. So that makes a nice gradual fade, so it's not such a harsh transition from the deep blue to the regular like ocean blue. And now we're going to be adding our moon to our painting. So I'm going to be taking some white paint, mixing that in with a little bit of yellow. And I'm using my small detail brush here. And I'm just finding a place in the center of my painting, and I'm just drawing a small circle, and then I'm going to be filling that in with the white color. And now using the same white and yellow shade that we made for the moon, we are going to be using that for the stars. So I'm just taking my detail brush here and dotting little tiny stars into the sky. And this is really fun. You can add as many or as few as you want. I went pretty heavy on the stars because why not? I added some sparkles to my ocean as well, but we're going to come back to that. So we're actually going to add our highlight first and then add sparkles on top. So I'm taking some blue with my small detail brush, mixing that together to form a nice light blue that is going to be the highlights on top of my waves. So I'm just going and tracing the tops of my waves with my light blue, and you can add some water to your brush too for this step. The painting is going to be basically dry at this point, so you don't have to worry about it pulling any paint up. Just take some water, mix with your light blue, and the color should glide on quite nicely. Going in with that same color we used for the moon and stars and just creating some little sparkles on top of my wave. And this is going to be put down mainly in the center but going out towards the bottom of the page, so narrower at the top and then a little bit wider as you go out, and you can add as many sparkles as you want. And this is the final step to the painting. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a comment down below what you would like to see from me next. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel, and I will see you in my next video. Bye everyone!